How is it going, everyone? We've got a plethora of Resident Evil Requiem updates to go over. The game's release is quickly approaching. We got a brand new trailer at the State of Play event. Honestly, as somebody that wanted to stay spoiler-free, but as somebody that covers games on this channel, I feel like that trailer showed me a little bit too much, but it is what it is. I gotta cover these games, and, you know, I was already sold on Resident Evil Requiem. They could have kept a little bit of that trailer close to the vest, but nevertheless, minor complaints here. I'm complaining about seeing too much out of a game now. You know, sometimes we're like, oh, developers aren't being transparent, they're baiting us, etc., etc. And with Resident Evil Requiem, I'm like, all right there, buddy, you don't have to show me everything. I'm already sold on the game. But I do want to talk about the new trailer, some of the new details. I do want to go over a huge milestone that the game's cracked, some other gameplay footage, and I do want to mention the pre-orders that are available. And before we get into any of that, if you are trying to buy the game on PC and Steam, our friends over at Green Man Gaming are the spot to go. 18% off is the base game. Instead of paying $70, you will pay $57.39. The Deluxe Edition is also 18% off for $65.59. This is the first Resident Evil game with a $70 price tag, so a little bit more expensive, but GMG will get it to you cheaper. Link in the description box below. If you do buy, we get an affiliate kickback. And you know what? It is a $70 Resident Evil game, but I damn well believe that this is going to be the biggest Resident Evil game of all time, as Capcom has officially announced that Resident Evil Requiem has reached 5 million wish lists. The revitalization of the Resident Evil IP over the last decade has to be studied, because pre-Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, it did feel like there was a little bit of a lull. I remember Revelations coming out and really enjoying that game, but it's not like Resident Evil was an absolute marquee franchise. People were playing the games, don't get me wrong, and even when Biohazard came out back in 2017, it wasn't like it was an overnight revitalization of the series. Biohazard came out, then the remakes did a lot of work, Village was great, and now it just seems like Resident Evil is back in full force and at a higher level than ever, and I feel like they picked the perfect time to bring Leon back as well as a marquee character, you know, one of the most beloved characters in Resident Evil history. You couple that with the success of Resident Evil recently, and the last Resident Evil game that came out was the 4 remake, and everybody loves Resident Evil 4. So going to Requiem just made so much sense, and even with a $70 price tag, I think this is by far going to be the biggest Resident Evil game of all time, and 5 million wishlists is just a staggering stat. Now, coming off the heels of the State of Play, we have gotten the 4th trailer for Resident Evil Requiem. Some new screenshots were unveiled as well. The latest notes from Capcom: Resident Evil Requiem, the 9th mainline entry in the iconic survival horror Resident Evil series, revealed all new gameplay with high-flying action and terrifying survival horror. They also introduced and gave details on some new characters, additional details on new characters like Emily, Victor Gideon, and Nathan Dempsey, plus a look at even more of the enemy terrors you'll face were also unveiled ahead of the game's release. Resident Evil Requiem centers around 2 main protagonists as you experience spine-tingling survival horror with FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft and exhilarating death-defying action with legendary agent Leon S. Kennedy. Big aspect of the game, Grace's sections are going to be more of that methodical survival horror-esque gameplay, while Leon is going to be a little bit more of an action-heavy approach, and there's going to be the ability to swap between first-person perspective for deeper immersion and third-person perspective for more dynamic action whenever you like. Throughout the game, you'll also meet a multitude of supporting characters, and they highlighted some of those. You've got Emily, a young girl Grace finds trapped within the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center. She is extremely pale and skinny. You've got Nathan Dempsey, Grace's supervisor at the FBI. Though he knows that Grace is still haunted by the death of her mother, he has entrusted her with investigating the recent string of deaths. And then you do have Victor Gideon, the primary suspect in the strange deaths plaguing the United States. Sources indicate he once specialized in T-virus research at the Umbrella Corporation, the pharmaceutical company at the heart of the Raccoon City incident. The action and horror don't stop here. Stay tuned for even more thrilling Resident Evil Requiem announcements in the lead up to launch. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from the release of the game, I'm good on the trailers at this point, alright? Keep some things close to the vest, and I'm sure, given what they're showing of the game, I'm sure that they've got things close to the vest. They're not gonna show us everything. It's just, this is one of those games that I feel like at this point, most people are sold on it. Do we need a demo? Is a demo really gonna sell people on this game? I feel like people just want a demo so they can play the game early. Resident Evil Requiem is gonna be one of the biggest games of the year, and I've said it before, I'm more excited for this game than I am Grand Theft Auto 6. It's just, Resident Evil has been one of the most consistent franchises over the last decade, and Requiem brings back Leon. And seeing what we've seen thus far, I'm just incredibly excited for the game. They did also show more Resident Evil Requiem during the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. I do think it was hilarious how the gameplay they showed, let's just say the aim wasn't the best. But Requiem being on Nintendo Switch 2 is awesome as well. Hopefully they get the 4 remake on the Switch 2 at some point, and I'm sure they will, to get Leon's other titles and the Resident Evil 2 remake. We do know that Village and Biohazard are coming to Switch 2, so that's great, but yeah, get those other titles, and that'll be quite good as well. And the game seemingly is going to be running pretty damn well on the Switch 2. Resident Evil historically has been fairly well optimized, so I'm not shocked whatsoever that they're going to get this game running on the Switch 2 pretty well. And then they also put out the Resident Evil Requiem short film, Evil Has Always Had a Name. See, I like promotional stuff like this for Resident Evil, not giving us complete insight into specific story beats of the game, but in the sense of the atmosphere, the tone of the game. Like, give me more of that, and I thought they did a great job with that. Stuff like that, I think, goes a long way in the context of Resident Evil. And I thought that was a great showcase for that. I do want to note that if you have yet to pre-order the game, Amazon does have the Amazon exclusive edition. If you do want to pick up that, that does have a 2-sided poster that you get alongside a copy of the game. And then unfortunately, the deluxe edition at this point is out of stock. The deluxe edition does have a pretty slick steelbook, but it is what it is. You can check out the Amazon exclusive edition, which is still available. That will be $70 across all platforms, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, but if you do want to buy it on PC, again, Green Man Gaming the spot to go, and any pre-orders of the game do include the Grace's costume, the Apocalypse costume, and then the deluxe edition itself will include 5 Grace costumes, 4 weapon skins, of 2 filters as well. You've got 2 charms, an audio pack, and files, letters from 1998 will all be included in the deluxe kit. Link to Green Man Gaming in the description box below, but that'll do it for me. Again, just 2 weeks away from the release of Resident Evil Requiem, gonna be one of the biggest games of the year, 5 million wish lists, a brand new trailer. Now is the time to get really excited for Requiem. Maybe do that playthrough of RE2 or RE4 if you do want to get ready for it, and play through some of the Leon titles. Maybe even Resident Evil 6. I don't know if that's up your alley, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.